my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Timeless Dark Circle Eye Cream, which contains a peptide complex that can help to absorb the dark pigment that's responsible for dark circles. And it contains algae extract, rosehip seed oil, as well as hyaluronic acid. And so altogether, this eye cream targets dark circles, sagging, puffiness, and dehydration. So if those are your concerns, specifically focusing on dark circles, it's definitely worth trying. You can use it on all skin types in the morning as well as evening daily if you like to. Now, generally speaking, when including it in your current existing skincare routine, there aren't like that many issues that you need to be aware of. Now, I do want to point out what may be a conflict, because I couldn't really find anything about that specific complex, like peptide complex, and if it is sensitive to a low pH environment, because with certain peptides like matrixyl, this is definitely the case. And so this would be exfoliating acids, specifically leave-on exfoliating acid products, because some of them can be used on the eye contour. Some of them, they specifically say avoid the eye contour. Now, if you're working with a leave-on exfoliant that you can use on the eye contour and you're planning on to use this cream afterwards, well then my best advice would be either use them in separate routines if you specifically want to use that exfoliating acid on the eye contour as well, or avoid using your leave-on exfoliant on the eye contour, so that you're not going to layer your leave-on exfoliant and this eye cream on top of each other. So you're just going to like go around it where you have, or like where you want to apply your eye cream. This way you're making sure that you're not going to lose the benefits of that specific peptide complex if it would be an issue within a low pH environment. The same would apply to vitamin C products, specifically ascorbic acid products, and if they have a low pH. So again, it's the low pH environment that may like create like breaks up the peptide complex, and therefore it may not properly work again. So if you want to use them in the same routine, just please do not layer them on top of each other, just like you apply them like next to each other, so to say. And so then there aren't any issues. Otherwise, just keep them separate if you want to use your vitamin C on the eye contour as well when using the eye cream. So those are like the two major conflicts which may occur for this peptide complex as well. However, I do want to emphasize I'm not 100% sure about it. But other than that, you are fine to use it along with any other skincare products which you may be using. And so based on that, I have prepared for you a morning as well as evening skincare routine so that you can see the setup, like the order of application, when you can include this specific eye cream, like after what step, so that you can keep it in mind when doing so. Now I have the setup right here as I'm about to share with you in my PowerPoint slides as well. It focuses mainly on hydration and some anti-aging benefits. Of course, if you have other skin concerns, feel free to adjust it, replace the products, but it won't change the order of application. So I want to get started with my morning skincare routine. First of all, the first step is always going to be washing your face. This can be with purely water or with a gentle cleanser that's working well for your skin type and needs. Wash your face, rinse it off, pat the skin dry. If you then want to move on to the next step and you have an hydrating and soothing toner at home, go ahead. This is going to be the next step after cleansing. Apply to the skin, leave it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. Then you can move on to another additional step, which would be serums and treatments. So again, depending on your overall skin concerns, you can go ahead and add it to the routine, a layer from the thinnest to the thickest texture. Once you have applied it, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then you're going to move on to the application of the eye cream. Apply it around the eye, on the eye contour, and then leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then you can follow on with sun protection during daytime before being exposed to the sun. This can be a moisturizer that already contains SPF or just regular sunscreen. So there you have it for a morning skincare routine. The evening skincare routine can, but does not have to, look pretty much the same. The major step that's going to change is the last step in your evening skincare routine. So instead of working with a sunscreen that you would use during daytime to protect the skin, you can add an oil and or moisturizer to your evening skincare routine. But of course you don't have to. This is again an optional step. And if your usual cleanser is able to properly remove any excess oil, dirt, sweat, sunscreen and makeup from the skin, just go with one cleanser and there you have it. However, if that isn't the case, I recommend doing a double cleanse. This can be micellar water, an oil or balm cleanser to properly remove it, then move on to your regular cleanser, and then the rest of your skincare routine. And so there you have all the steps as well as what's important to adjust depending on the time that you're going to apply those products to the skin. Again, feel free to exchange any products if you should feel the need, depending on your skin concerns. Now, if you want to go over those example skincare routines in your own time and you want to get some skincare tips in general, as well as what products I have picked for whom they are suitable and what they can do for you, you will find everything in the description box down below. So go ahead, click on the description box, there you will find a link. It will bring you to the website where I'm uploading my PowerPoint slides, and there you can even download them if you want to use them for yourself as a guidance, and then there you have it. But now I want to keep my focus on the entire application, so let's put this example routine into practice. So I have again the products right here. We are starting off with the first step, which is the cleansing step. As an example, I'm using Cetaphil's Daily Facial Cleanser. It's great for combination to oily skin. This is a gentle cleanser. If you're using a different one, feel free to exchange it. Just make sure to read on the back of the packaging on how you should use your cleanser. You can wash your face above the sink or take the cleanser with you in the shower. Either way is fine. Just make sure that you can properly remove your cleanser, sunscreen, makeup, and excess oil, dirt, and sweat properly from the skin so that there's no residue left. So in this example, it is advised to apply the cleanser on wet skin, so that's not what I'm going to do. Starting off with wetting my face, neck and hands using lukewarm water to warm water. Then I'm using about 1 to 2 pumps, which should be more or less about a coin size amount. Massage it to like between my hands and then all over my face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. And in between, I like to work with a soft and fresh washcloth, which is ideal to remove any residue from the skin to make sure that everything comes properly off. And then we're going to pat the skin dry. So let's go ahead and do this. So now go ahead and take a fresh towel and remove the water drops from the skin by patting it down. So once you're done with your cleansing step, you can immediately move on to the next step, which again is an optional step. You can include it, but you don't have to. This would be now your toner or exfoliating acid step. If you're working with an hydrating and soothing toner, you can just apply it all over your face and neck without worrying about it. However, again, I do want to remind you, if you're working with a leave-on exfoliating acid toner or liquid or fluid or maybe light serum, well then, if you're planning on using the eye cream in the same routine, when doing the application of your exfoliant, you can apply it all over your face and neck, but please make sure to leave out the eye contour and the rest of the eyes, of course, when doing the application of the eye cream later on, so that you're not going to layer your exfoliant and the eye cream on top of each other, but kind of like just applying it next to each other. So as an example, I have two hydrating toners right here. I'm going to go with COSRX Centella Water Alcohol Free Toner. This is just one example. If you have a different one, go ahead and just replace it. This one is very hydrating and soothing for the skin. This one also has a spray, so I'm going to spritz between like 4 to 6 times. So depending on how dry your skin may be, you want to go with like 6 times. Otherwise, you may just have enough with 4. If you have a toner that has a small opening, well then use between 5 to 10 drops on the palm of your hand. Rub your hands together and then immediately blend it all over your face and neck. Rub your hands together and then do the application. So once you're done with the application, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now, if your toner or exfoliant absorbs pretty quickly into the skin, you can immediately move on to the next step. Otherwise, if you feel like it needs a bit of time, then give it about 30 seconds to a minute in between, and then move on to another optional step, which would be serums and treatments. This, of course, depends on your skin concerns. You do not have to use any, but you can, and if you do so, layer from the thinnest to the thickest texture. I have two examples right here. I'm going to use Timeless Hyaluronic Acid Serum. With that one, I have enough with 3 drops. If you have like a serum that has like a thinner texture, go with 4 to 6 drops. If it has a thicker, stickier texture, go with 2 to 3 drops. Or if it has a pump, use between 1 to 2 pumps. Either on the palm of your hand, your fingertips, or immediately on your face, and then start blending it all over. And again, if you would have a vitamin C serum that contains ascorbic acid and has a low pH, you can still use it in the same routine, but again, do not layer them on top of each other with the eye cream. So as I already mentioned with the exfoliant, just avoid the eye contour in that specific example, so that you're not going to use them on top of each other. Then apply it all over. So once you're done with the application of your serums and treatments, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And now you can move on to the eye cream. Now, of course, if you have skipped the toner or exfoliating acid part as well as your serums and treatments, then you can use the eye cream immediately after your cleansing step. This, of course, depends on your skin types, concerns, and overall needs. So with the eye cream, that one has a pump. So go with just like less than a pump, I would say, because the cream is a very nice gel-like texture. It blends easily around the eyes, and you do not need a lot of product. So I wouldn't go with 1 pump or 2 pumps. This is going to be way too much, because the cream itself should be able to somewhat absorb into the skin, so it shouldn't leave a thick residue on the eye area in general. And so I always like to go with less than a pump, about a pea-size amount, like a small pea-size amount. About that much, maybe a bit more if you have like a drier skin type, but I wouldn't go with more than that. Then use it on your fingertips and then blend it around the eyes. So you can use it on the eye contour or corners of the eyes where you may have some fine lines and wrinkles, and you can even use it along the brow bone, a bit on your eyelid. Just make sure to not get it into your eyes when doing the application above nor underneath. So, and once you're done with the application of the eye cream, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now, if this is going to be your evening skincare routine, you can stop right here. However, again, during daytime, you would now follow on with sun protection. This can be a moisturizer with SPF or regular sunscreen. In that time, in between your eye cream as well as your sun protection, or even your moisturizer, if you want to use a separate moisturizer in between, you can give it between 1 to 2 minutes so that the eye cream is able to somewhat absorb into the skin before applying anything else afterwards. Otherwise, you're going to smear it around. So just give it a moment. When it comes to an evening skincare routine, as this is what I'm going to follow, I have 2 examples right here. I have NIOD's Hydration Vaccine, which is one example of a moisturizer, as well as a Timeless Argan Oil. So either way is fine. You can go with an oil and or moisturizer, so you can use one of them or even both, or even mix them. So use a bit of your moisturizer, about a bean size amount, add 1 to 2 drops of your oil to it, mix it, and then do the application. So whatever feels best for you on the skin, you can go ahead and finish it with that specific step. Now I'm going to use NIOD's Hydration Vaccine, and when working with a moisturizer in general, make sure that it's working well for your skin type. This can be a gel, a lotion, or even heavier cream, and then use about a bean size amount and apply it all over your face and neck. So, and once you're done with the application of your oil and or moisturizer for your evening skincare routine or your sunscreen during daytime, well then there you have it. And this would be an example of a skincare routine including Timeless Dark Circle Eye Cream and how you can apply it to the skin. Now this is what I wanted to share with you. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, that you find it helpful. Again, if you want to see the overall general guide, again, you will find it in the description box down below. You just need to click on the link or even download the slides. Now if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, you want to see the different applications, I have several videos for you at the end of this video as well as on my YouTube channel, so that you can check them out and learn more about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.